Welcome back, Truth Seeker. NFL Week 7. What we're going to do in this short video is expose how the games were rigged once again. If you follow me on Patreon, 8 games have been played today. We got 7 right and 1 wrong. We'll start with the game we got wrong, which was the Jaguars at the Bengals. It wasn't a one-way street in this game, but I thought the Bengals were going to pick up their first win of the season. Ultimately, the reason I believed that was because had the Jaguars lost, they would have picked up their 7th loss at the Bengals all time in Week 7, falling to 4-7 at the Bengals. Ohio's 47. So I went with the 7 riddles this week, and I thought that 7 would play in the Bengals' favor. Instead, they pick up their 7th loss of the season to the Jaguars. By the way, Jaguars equals 77. The one thing the Bengals had going against them was Dalton could pick up his 25th home loss in the regular season. When you write out 7 as a word, it equals 25. So that happened to Dalton. And Minshew had a chance to become 2-4 or 3-3. Bengals is 24-33. What's up, man?
2-3-1, baby. Told
You didn't call in about anything. I don't know what you told me.
Zach, I'm the one who said, remember, Zach, you was doing the code at the baseball game. I said, Zach, off note, I said Minnesota equals 2-3-1. You was like, what you talking about? I said Minnesota Vikings 2-3-1. The Lions go 2-3-1.
Okay. All right, man.
How you forgot? Huh?
I didn't hear you calling it off for any NFL decals this week. I appreciate it, man. That guy kind of annoys me because he's always calling in going, I told you, man. I told you. And I'm like, I don't remember you calling in, bro. Anyway, Vikings. The Vikings in the Lions game, what he's calling in about right now, was one of the easiest things of the week. If you write out Minnesota, it equals 52, like how they hosted Super Bowl 52. And if you write out Minnesota Vikings, it equals 2-3-1, like how the Lions became 2-3-1. So that was probably the easiest pick of the week. The Vikings win with 42 points, 42-30, 72 combined points. Today's the day, leaving 72 days left in the year. Matt Stafford became the youngest quarterback to get to 40,000 yards. And oftentimes when a player sets a record, their team usually doesn't do so well. The Colts and the Texans. The Colts and the Texans. The Texans today picked up their 15th loss at the Colts. Today has 15-date numerology. 15th loss on the 15-date numerology. Colts also equals 15. By the way, today has 42-date numerology as well, like how the Vikings won with 42. Again, when you look at date numerology, when you look at gematria, you see what the scores are. Bengals go down with 17 points. 17 is the 7th prime. It's week 7. Ohio's the 17th state. Lions go down with 30. Lions equals 30. So the scores of the games are perfectly choreographed. Colts, again, give the Texans their 15th loss in Indianapolis on the 15-date numerology. They improved to 4-2. The Rams and the Falcons. This was all about Jared Goff's record. Jared Goff, he picked up his 28th regular season win and stayed on 17 regular season losses. If you go back and watch Thursday Night Football, the first touchdown scored of Week 7 were by number 28 and by number 17. 28's the 7th triangular number, which means if you add 1 through 7 together, it equals 28. And 17's the 7th prime number. 28, 17. So Goff, he gets some nice numbers for Week 7. Los Angeles wins with 37 points. What's Los Angeles equal? Los Angeles, 37. The Dolphins and the Bills. The Bills, Josh Allen's home and away record has been money in the bank for his opponents. Josh Allen became 6-3 at home this week. In Buffalo, 63. And I liked it better when they had Josh Rosen in there at the beginning of the week. They ended up putting in Fitzpatrick. Had Josh Rosen started and lost, he would have become 2-7 away. It wasn't as clear with Fitzpatrick in there, but again, Josh Allen's home and away record been a great indicator. And Raiders and Packers, this was one of the easiest calls of the week as well. So the Raiders fell to 5-8 versus the Packers. 5-8. Oakland equals 58. The Packers became 8-5. Green Bay, Wisconsin equals 85. And remember Bart Starr died at age 85 this offseason by the numbers? If you write out National, if I can spell it, National Football League, it equals 85. National Football League 85. And notice the Packers won with 42 points on the 42 date numerology. The capital G in Sumerian gematria, the capital G, it equals 42. That's where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6. G7, 7 times 6, 42. And then Aaron Rodgers, his record, well, Derek Carr picked up his 28th away loss. Again, 28 has the relationship with 7 plus Packers equals 28. And Rodgers, his stats were perfect. He got his 115th win. Look at Raiders. Raiders 115. And he got his 69th home win. We got 69 date numerology as well. So great day for the 69th home win. Again, this is why you got the multiple gematria methods and the multiple date numerology methods. And also this is why sports are the best way to teach gematria and the 4-base ciphers, because you see how the multiple ciphers are used every single week, game after game. Again, for people who think there should just be one cipher, you wouldn't be able to rig sports the way they do if you just had one cipher. It wouldn't be possible. Also, Gruden picked up his 41st loss in this game, coach of the Raiders, and the Packers became 4-1 at home. So 41 and 4-1. Oakland is 41. Green Bay is 41. So that game just had way too many things lining up. I don't even think I covered everything. I think there was even more with Rodgers' stats. Rodgers got his 106th win in the regular season and stayed on 58 regular season losses. Again, Oakland's 58. Oakland, California is 106. So 106 and 58 in the regular season after beating the team from Oakland, California. And I'm sure next year they have it all mapped out so that when they're the Vegas Raiders, everything lines up just as well. And then the Cardinals and Giants, all week the media hyped how Daniel Jones is better than Kyler Murray. You know, he was going to show that in this week's game. Again, don't listen to the national media. All they do is preach bullshit. Cardinals looked great when you have this knowledge. The Cardinals improved to 3-3-1, like 331. That's the 67th prime number. The 67th prime number. Kyler Murray, 67. Kyler Murray, 67. And the Giants fell to 2-5. Giants is 25 on the most pure cipher. And also Shermer, the coach of the Giants, look at his stats. He stayed on 17 wins, 17 the 7th prime. He stayed on 7 wins with the Giants, and he got his 39th loss all time. Again, there's only 2 states out of the 50 states in the most pure cipher that's under 39. Arizona, 39. New York, 39. So, again, gematria, there's no knowledge like it. Again, it even literally pays. Helps you destroy rig sports and, see through all the rig news. For all of you waiting for me to do the video on the military deaths in Georgia, you won't have to wait long. I'll do a video on it in just a minute. The death of Nancy Pelosi's brother in Baltimore after you get the death of the congressman in Baltimore where Nancy Pelosi was the speaker. We'll do that next. It's all on my blog if you don't follow. Again, Free to Find Truth, that's my blog. That's where I post everything. Nancy Pelosi's brother is here. Again, I put out a ton of content here every day. Jennifer Lawrence's wedding by the numbers. Married on her 66th day of her age. Seen this 1,000 times before with celebrities. Wedding woman, 66. Jennifer Lawrence married on the 66th day of her age. The 3 soldiers killed at the Army base in Georgia. And looks like, as we'll get to, it looks like the general is who this ritual's for. And what else is in the news this morning? Oh, yeah. Another Brexit vote with 322 votes, 322. Skull and bones across the world. Tom Brady getting criticized for his cameo in Paul Rudd's new Netflix show. It's synced up with the story of Robert Kraft's tug job at the massage parlor. If you haven't heard about this story, I'll cover all of it. So I guess since we're talking football, why not do this one right now, huh? For people who forgot, we'll just start here. Tom Brady's being criticized for being in Paul Rudd's new show, and there's a little skit, and they bring up a massage parlor, and now Brady's being criticized because it seems like it's a slight at his owner, Robert Kraft. So to go back in time, remember the Robert Kraft news about, soliciting sex in the massage parlor? It broke on February 22nd, which was the 53rd day of the year, right after Super Bowl 53. Patriots in Los Angeles 53. Again, we called that Super Bowl before the season began last year. Again, the shape of the football, Vesica Pisces 53. It's the 16th prime number, why you had 16 points in the Super Bowl. When you write out 6 as a word, it equals 16. Brady got number 6. And this story came 19 days after the Super Bowl. Soliciting sex. The Vesica Pisces is the womb of the universe. It's this shape right here. It's like a football. Think about it. So, happened in Jupiter, Florida. Jupiter, just like New England. He was soliciting sex, which equals 63. Happened on a date with 63 numerology after Tom Brady became 6-3 in Super Bowls. In Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 307, the 63rd prime. After the George Mason Patriots loss was 63 points the night prior, George Mason Patriots equals 237. Brady got his 237th win in the Super Bowl. It is all this scripted, college to pro. It's all synced up. We prove it year after year after year. Somehow people still sleep on it. Somehow losers like Colin Cowherd still have a bigger audience. Colin Cowherd, a worthless chump who goes on his show and says things like, "Oh, these online conspiracy theorists saying sports are rigged. I don't buy it." Well, you don't got to buy it, you fucking loser. We prove it every single day for free. There's nothing to buy. Well, you can make a small investment and make a bundle off the sports picks, And if you do sign up for my Patreon, ignore the pack of worthless fucking losers that troll my Patreon page 24/7, 365. It does scare away some people, but that should be a sign to everyone how valuable the work is. The fact that a 10-man employed team is paid to patrol and troll my Patreon page 24/7, 365 like a bunch of worthless fucking losers who no doubt are watching right now, sitting back in the shower, the shadows like the worthless fucking cowards they are. So anyway, facts are facts. There's no knowledge more important than gematria because it is the language of the people who rule this planet. And if you have this language, you can see through their shenanigans. From rigged elections to ritual murders to propaganda in the news to, again, rigged sports. So we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Till next time.